When presented with a research task, the first step is to define what is required. This information is often found on the task sheet that your teacher provides for you. But you might find you may need to ask other questions to make sure you've got all the information. Some of the questions that you might need to ask or will find answers to on the task sheet are things like what is the purpose of this assignment? What's the final product supposed to look like? What kind of information do I need? How will I be assessed? And when do I need to finish this task? A planning sheet to summarise this information is really useful as well, and one of those is supplied on the website. We've got an example task here about roller coasters, and we're going to go through the task here, pulling out the important information and what might go into that planning sheet. When reading through the task sheet, it's a good idea to highlight important pieces of information. This task is called Roller Coaster Madness, and it's about a research for science about the scientists and some of the science of roller coasters. Some of the important information to note and highlight would be the dates that it is due. The teacher in this case is requiring a draft, and a reminder that a draft should be your almost completed assignment, just asking your teacher to check and give you some feedback. In this example here, we're only required to answer one of the questions, so it's important that we highlight that so we don't do too much work. The next section is about presenting, how this task is to be presented. The teachers are requiring some kind of creative, visual presentation and has given some suggestions, but said that there is the chance to ask or negotiate with your teacher if there's some other form that you would like to present it in. The teachers also remind students this is a science assignment, so it's important that their knowledge of science is included. The last part of the task here mentions a bibliography. So this would tell us that we should make sure we keep track of the sources of information we find. The teachers also attached to this task a criteria sheet, and this is how it's going to be marked. So it's important to note that the content, organisation, work quality, the visual aids and the bibliography that will be looked at. So if we now go and look at what this planner would look like summarising the information, we would have the following information. The Roller Coaster Madness is the assignment topic, and in your own words, it's about researching a scientist, their discoveries, and how they relate to the science of roller coasters. We've noted that there's a draft due and then the final. In discussing the presentation of the task, a few questions are asked, and we've added in a suggestion that we might like to do a cartoon, which is like a little movie. Listing down what is important for the teacher looking at in terms of marking helps us set our mind in that direction. It's a reminder again that there is a bibliography. The teacher has not given any information on how those assignments will be handed in, especially for digital format, so that might be a question you ask the teacher. Before we get into the research, it's often a good idea to pick out some key words, or what are called search terms, that you might use later on.